Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're suitably refreshed for live coverage of today's highly anticipated derby between Chippenham Town and Bath City from Hardenhuish Park. I'm Mark Stillman, commentating throughout with Bob Chester on summarising duties. It's the start of the Christmas-New Year double header between these local rivals and a chance for some bragging rights. Last season it finished 5-5 on aggregate in these games, with the away side flourishing in both. Right alongside us and making their entrance. A pretty big crowd in attendance. Chippenham Town in their blue, with Chippenham Town listed above their squad numbers as well. So I'll go through the starting lineups. Bath City, as expected, are unchanged. They're unchanged for the fourth match running. It's the first time they've done that since January to February 2007. So a reminder, that lineup: in goal is Ryan Clark, full-backs of Michia Fetti and Anthony Straker, the captain. Centre-backs Robbie Cundy and Jack Batten. Midfielder Frankie Artis, Joe Rains and Tom Smith, and a front three of Adam Mann, Ryan Brunt and Ross Stern. Just the four substitutes to choose from: Kevin Amankwa, Matt Richards, Harvey Wiles-Richards and James Ollis. A couple of players still on the sideline: Sean Rigg, Andy Watkins and James Morton haven't recovered in time, and Dan Ball, of course. Chippenham Town, we think, are lining up 3-5-2. In goal is Brad House. Wing-backs are Kieran Parcell and new signing Tariq Osai, who played for Bath City in pre-season. Then we think it'll be a centre-back three of Rhys Davis, Will Richards and Curtis McDonald. Midfield of Callum Gunner, James Guthrie and Josh Smile. And then the two former City men up top, keen to prove a point this afternoon, Nat Jarvis and Nick McCooty. On the bench for Chippenham, Michael Jones, Jack Compton, Dean Evans, Connell Chambers and Will Puddy. Players are going to change ends, in fact, as we are going to take the minute sign. So City will be going up the slope first half, which could be crucial. But before all that, we will have the minute silence. As we mentioned, this is in memory of Alan Owens, who is the Chippenham club chaplain who passed away on the 17th of December. Well observed there. Might have heard Jack Compton's voice next to me saying hopefully you'll see another worldie today. Well, he scored a penalty in this fixture last season. I know he'll be wanting to come off the bench and put one against his former side this afternoon. As Chippenham, we get the game underway, immediately searching for Nat Jarvis down the right-hand side. Straker gets there before him and nods it straight back into the hands of goalkeeper Ryan Clark. Frankie Artis in the centre. Now Anthony Straker in back position on the left-hand side, 20 yards and goals. Track from Smile, gets the ball into the middle and it's cleared from Curtis McDonald, but well kept in play from Ross Stern, the former Chippenham man, on the left-hand side. Got the other side of Osai. Draws into the middle. Tom Smith, oh, he didn't get a full connection on it. And after his 2 goals in this fixture last season, he almost got off the mark then, but in the end, it's a comfortable save for House. Chippenham on the attack with Davis. Draws across the middle. Jarvis nearly gets there, and in the end, the flag's gone up. It's an important interception from Jack Batten, but what a flying start in this A4 derby. Lining up with slightly stray passes from Joe Rains, and now Batten is floored by Nick McCooty, who gives away the first free kick of this derby, and slightly late on his former teammate. He holds his arms up in a fashion which we remember well in his 3.5 years at Bath City, as if to say, who me? Back to Straker now. Exchanges passes with Artis. Now Straker, he might want to go the other side of Osai, who's done well, the debutant. And he cleared it as far as Artis. And McCooty comes in. It's a really needless foul from the former City man. Around 25 yards along the left-hand side. Frankie Artis is on his back. And inside 3.5 minutes, Nick McCooty has already been swinged to twice. Incidentally, the referee this afternoon is Mark Howes, who'll be assisted by Adam Baker and Alex James. Stearns over the top of it, 2-man wall. Swings it in towards the penalty spot. Oh, Brunt got a head on it. He's unintentionally diverted it away from goal. Smith will keep it in play on the right-hand side on the pressure from Gunner. He's gone back to Rain, swings in on the right-footed ball. Brunt tries to get there first, headed up in the air from McDonald. Chippenham still can't clear it. It's all bouncing around all untidily. It's all Batten on the edge of the penalty area. Now back to Cundy. Rains. Chippenham have got 8 men behind the ball, but they haven't found Smith on the right-hand side. He brings it down. Smith tries to get it across, but it's swept up from Parcell. Chippenham doing most of the defending in this opening 5 minutes. Still goalless here at Hardenhuish Park. It's picked up man and man on the right-hand side. Tries to get it across. Picked up now on Stern, 25 yards from goal. Bath City doing most of the early running here. It's with Straker to watch him smile. Forced wide. He tries to nutmeg the opponent, and Smile and Osai. See he does. Likes of McDonald have gone up, and Richards. Smile towards the 6-yard box. It comes on City head. It's still in. Blasted all the way across from Parcell. Untidy this in Chippenham. McCootie's going to try and neaten it up. Fails to do so. Is taking off his toes from Joe Rains, a Bathonian. Played for a lot of clubs in this area. Coming through. Straker tries to slip it through. He commits a foul in doing so on Will Richards. Tripped, and Chippenham with a free kick around 25 yards to their own goal. Huge numbers, Chippenham, which makes it a lot easier to read them. Throws it inside to Smile, 20 yards from goal on the right side. He's forced back from Cundy. He's turned away from him well. And find Osse with a great ball down the right-hand side. Osse trails it across the middle. He finds McCootie, turns, shoots, and way wide and high over the bar. Clark is not happy with his defence, but McCootie, a good first touch, dreadful second. He's going for a throw into Chippenham. Joey Gill, Sporting, he gives the ball back to Parcell, throws it to McCootie. Turns away from a Fetty as if he wasn't there. He's managed to get his touch again now. McCootie, 18 yards out, drills it into the back of the net. He ballooned one a few moments ago. He made no mistake there. And all too predictable, you have to say. Nick McCootie's had a few words as well about City dugout as he celebrates. 16 minutes in, it's the former Roman. It's Chippenham 1, Bath City 0. Yeah,
he took about 15 yards out, and we've seen Nick miss many of those for Bath City in the past, but this time his finishing was clinical and low to Ryan Clark's right, and he gave the keeper very little or no chance.
So Bath City got a throw in around midway inside the Chippenham half. Rains to take, propels it towards that 6-yard box. It bounced almost, well, it wouldn't have counted had it gone all the way in. There must have been a touch because House has flicked it over his own crossbar into a throw in. A moment of panic in the Chippenham defence. As it going up the hill, and Hardenhuish Park's picked up from Smile. And McCootie again, who's in behind the back four, away from Button. McCootie's charging in on goal. Can he do it again? It's saved. Guthrie's in with a rebound. He's got the final touch at Chippenham number 11. He scored in the dying stages at Concord on Saturday. He scored again here closer to home. 20 minutes gone. It's Chippenham 2, Bath City 0.
Well, this is again Nick McCootie going down the left-hand side. The ball comes in, he fires it to Ryan Clark, saves it, but he can't hold on to it, and it's by the post, and as Anthony Straker came on, there were 2 other players coming in from Chippenham, and they managed to bundle the ball over the line.
Artist now watching McCootie, and he's easily robbed. Thank you, Artist, and Nick McCootie now charging down this right-hand side. The fans around are so excited. McCootie is now watching Batten, and he's fallen on top of the ball, and it's really untidy. I think Nick McCootie will have a little laugh to himself because that was comical. The ball must have hit a bobble. He waves his arm up to apologise, and I think everyone could see the funny side of that. It's picked up on the right-hand side. Brunt looks for Stern, gets under control now. Stern shoots, and the whistle's gone. Handball, I believe, and bringing the ball down. He hit it over the top anyway, but great control from Ross Stearns. It wasn't the easiest ball to bring down.
He brought it down very well.
25 minutes gone. Chippenham 2, Bath City 0. Nick McCootie on 16, James Guthrie on 20 means Bluebirds have bragging rights at the moment. They could have furthers. McCootie's trying to get the other side of his man. A harsh improvement, I thought, there for a foul on Robbie Cundy. And they drilled the ball across. It came to nothing anyway, but McCootie, who hasn't scored, has scored about half the number of goals as Nat Jarvis this season, has looked the more threatening of the two so far. Brunt gets a flick on, but Richards wins the next header. Rains goes down, he was fouled from Smile, he's got taunting, it looks like he's going to get a yellow card. Chested down from Joe Rains. Ball over the top, looking for Brunt on the right, he's under pressure from McDonald. Brunt tries it back here, he does, it's to a Fetty now inside the penalty area. Fetty shooting position, Stern, pass it into the back of the net. Well laid off from big Chiaffetti and Ross Stern. It's a former Chippenham man who has come back to haunt the Bluebirds. And he's got Bath City back into this game. 28 minutes gone. Chippenham 2, Bath City 1.
Yeah, great strike from Ross Stern and great work on the right-hand side from Mitch Chiaffetti. You know, going forward. Like he did at Barnet, mentioned that again, but yeah, and a good cross. It was good work prior to that from Ryan Brunt to make sure that possession was gained, and yeah, that's just what City needed. So now there's been 3 goals in just under half an hour here, and City back in it with a great strike from Ross Stern.
Throw in from McCooty to try and keep it in. He does. It's back to Jarvis right in the penalty spot. Didn't quite bring it under control. Straight into the clear. City switched off for a moment. Brunt chests it down to Tom Smith. It's all go here at Hardenhuish Park. Smith, he's trying Stern. Is he got into control? No.
That was a brilliant ball from Tom Smith.
Davis swings it in towards the right side. McCooty tries to win the header, but Cundy beats him to it. Smith now battling away with offside. And Rains gets the clearance in. Adam Mann, City's only outlet, although it's not the best headed clearance from Guthrie, and now Mann could be in behind. Mann, he's cut inside and brilliantly covered there from James Guthrie, because he made the initial mistake. But it's not the best of clearances from the former Highworth man. It's now back with Stern, 30 yards to go. Stern tries his luck. It bounced awkwardly in front of the goalkeeper, who's unsighted, and all he can do is palm it away for a corner to Bath. See if they try a little routine with it. Smith's come short, instead Mann's gone towards the penalty spot area, where Artis, I think, was batting with it. Batten plays it over his own shoulder. Still not the best of clearances from Ossai. He manages to get it past halfway, in fact. Fetty helped it back, and once it came, now with Rains over the right-hand side, trying to get the other side of Guthrie. Does. Scored from Davis, picked up from Rains. He's first onto the loose ball now. Stern, edge of the penalty area. Shooting chance. Ross Stern is well charged down from Richards. And pulls a handball from Ossai, not given. It was Mann who's trying to beat him to it. Straker under pressure from Jarvis, so it forces him back to his goalkeeper Ryan Clark, who just like gets that ball from underneath his feet. Not the best appearances, but lucky for him, Gunner can't keep it under control. Frenetic stuff here, Hardenhuish Park.
No time on the ball for anybody at the moment, and yeah, as you say, Mark, really frenetic stuff and good entertainment.
Here's Brunt, turns the other side of his man. Smile picks up the loose ball, trying to get there before Rain. Jarvis gets a flick on. There's been a more fox in the box player to Chippenham, although now he's 20 yards right. Jarvis pulls a shot, really. It's a comfortable save from Ryan Clark. Ossai on the right-hand side. Still Ossai, turn the other side of his man. Sends in a dangerous ball, whips it in. McDonald just chimed in with Cundy. Cundy got there first, like to Davis, who brings it under control. Still going Davis, here he's robbed, and City can try and break it now with Artis. Trying to Fetty up ahead of him. And Fetty, he's darted past Gunner, and now it's Tom Smith in behind. Tom Smith bearing down goal. He's over, stepped it really. Well, he's taken too heavy a touch and well anticipated from the goalkeeper. But I said this last year, Chippenham commits so many men forward. They take chances, and they were really made to pay. It's now Stern on the left-hand side, away from McDonald. Stern, oh, it's a very good ball. It's now to Smith on the left-hand side, find a bit of room. Richards across to cover. Smith gets it in towards the 6-yard box. He couldn't quite find Ryan Brown. Parcell was across and heads it behind for a corner. But there are plenty of gaps which Bath City can exploit in this game. Man's delivery. Oh, it was met with the foot post from Artis, who couldn't quite get a full connection on it. Flicked on from Richards. Straker gets a clearance, and that's the final kick of a very entertaining first half. Davis to take, one arm in the air. It's a very good delivery. It's met from the, oh, it's onto the roof of the net in the end. Got the final touch on to that. To the head of Straker, helps it back. But McDonald wins the second one. Not the greatest direction though. 50p head, you would say. As Stern gives chase with Ossai. Stern's won the ball off him, but an excellent recovery challenge. Donald and Bath City win a throw. Just taken quickly from Stern, he wants to get on with it. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Straker sends it in, Smith gets a flick on, Mann turns and shoots just wide. Final touch was off for Bath City number 14, he was limping after that collision, and he did well in fact to get it goalwards. Cundy, excellent control from the centre-back, former Gloucester man. Here's a Fetty now, charging forward, Smiles alongside him, still going Fetty, brushed him aside, Mann behind him. Chippenham got like 8 men behind the ball, almost in the penalty area, like a sea of blue, and they're going to get the ball back because Rains has given it away straight to Guthrie under McCooty. This game is really opening up as Bath City committing men forward. It's Guthrie on the Chippenham right, up to McCooty up ahead of him, and strong challenge goes in illegally, according to the assistant on the far side from Jack Button. And the referee wants a word with City's most booked player this season. I think he's getting ready to brandish a yellow card for the second time this afternoon. And he eventually does pull out the yellow card, so on 62 minutes. Chippenham are going to make their first substitution. And it's Nick Rakuti who is coming off, the man who opened the scoring. And 64 minutes he's being withdrawn. It's Petty down the right-hand side, watching Parcell, and he's played it against the Chippenham fullback.
Gets the corner, City's fourth corner of the game.
Man towards the 6-yard box. Oh, got a final touch onto that. It's gone wide. I think
Artis was in.
Gunner switches it over to the right-hand side. Straker can't intercept. It's being taught from Chambers. He's now on the right-hand side. Chippenham waiting in the middle. Draws it all the way across, and it was too much pace on it. It's gone behind for a goal kick. City slightly fortunate to escape.
Yeah, that's what they're doing on the counter now, and they're doing it very, very effectively. And we're halfway now through the second half. 3/4 of the game gone, and it's still Chippenham 2. City 1.
Against the form book as well at the moment. City have only lost 2 and 10 away in all competitions. Here's Straker though, trying to put this right. It's Brunt, back to Straker, central. Now Effetti on the right hand side. This is a great move from City. Effetti plays it inside, not the best of balls, and in the end I think the final touch is off out of man, and it was so key they got that first goal. They didn't collect many points from losing. They got 4 this season, all against Concord Rangers. One of them on Saturday, albeit against 10 men. As a smile wrestles Jay Rains to the floor.
And another chance for Jack Batten to go up and Robbie Cundy to put some height in there.
As Bob mentions, Batten and Cundy up. Floated delivery from Adam Mann. It's too high even for the towering presence of Robbie Cundy, who's not like 6'3" or so.
But it's also a bit too deep, wasn't it? You know, you're going to have to win 2 headers or something to get anywhere there, but we'll see what happens now.
It's Smith, he looks in how he is. This is in a more attacking position. I think it's from Guthrie, Stern, 4-man walk. High, too far wide. I think it clipped the top of the net actually. I think there was a sort of shout of Olay, then a momentary panic.
Well, it dipped very, very well, and it was near the far corner. Probably if it had been just a little bit further out, but he did get it up and over.
Bossai, back to Guthrie. Side to Gunner again. Good move this in Chippenham, and should have been a free kick to the end of it. It was 3 in an identical position.
Straight's going to... Oh, no.
Is it Jack Batten?
It's Jack Batten. I thought it was Straight's. Oh, no.
It's the second yellow, as you can tell from the reaction from... and Jerry Gill mentioned before the game, City have got to keep their discipline. It's 2 harshest fouls. You'll see. And it means that City are down to 10 now. It's Straker. He picked up the first yellow.
Yeah.
Apologies. I thought Jack Batten picked up the first yellow card.
Yeah, I did as well.
Anthony Straker's second red card.
So they're
in
both from strikes.
Should have resulted in yellow cards. Another matter. I wonder what's back on. Well, with my accurate description, anyways.
Could something have been said? I don't know, but there you go.
Batten with a very good quick free kick. It's to Stern over on the left-hand side. Holds up his man. Stern slips it on. To the left, it's played all the way across. It's Brunt! Just after City reduced to 10 men. They've got him back to 2-2.
Comes across, and although great work from Ross Stone, although actually Ryan Brunt didn't hit it very well, and I think the keeper will be a little bit disappointed. They had enough force to wheel its way through the squirming arms of the keeper and find the back of the net, to the joy of City fans behind the goal. So with 15 minutes to go, City level at 2-2, having been 2-0 down and doing that with 10 men. So it'll be a very interesting 14 minutes plus injury time now to see what unfolds in these closing minutes of the game.
Fetty heads it away, not fully. Picked up from Parcell. Oh, he didn't fully connect. Chambers is cleared in the end. That was a real opening. This one moves to Smith. Plays it behind. It's unfortunate. He's managed to hit the back of Stern. He's kept it in. Fetty's ahead of him, as is Smith. Stern turns inside. Oh, he tried to find Smith.
He was greedy there. Fetty was there.
Poor clearance though from Richards. He's giving it straight back. It's out to the other side. Joined up was Brunt, and he's penalised. I think it's going to be Reece Davis who is coming off. Jack Compton, a few cries of Judas. Well, what I'll say about Jack Compton, he's done what people would probably do in most professions. He was probably offered more money with Chippenham Town and said, I fancy a little bit of that, I'll go along and do for them for a bit. He's not a Bath City fan, he doesn't need to stay loyal for us or anything like that. He gave us one good year of service.
Players make their own decisions at the end of the day for the reasons that they choose fit.
He's giving chase already. He looks like he's going to a more forward role as Artis calls it to Brunt. Didn't foul twice, he was. City with a free kick right in the centre circle. The introduction of Compton Green does spice up this game further. He's taken his free kick, arms all over Cundy. Back to Smith now on the edge of the box. Smith turns and shoots. So great save, good reactions as well from House. He must be a bit unsighted.
The last thing City need is any injuries. Or is that Ryan Brunt? I think it's Ryan Brunt, isn't it?
James Ollis's number is being prepared over there, the youngster. Just come back from Chippenham Town, a loan spell where he scored 9 in 17 there. His last appearance for them was on the 11 days ago against Chard in front of 142. He's got 10 times the attendance this afternoon. So it is he who will come on. And they didn't win against Western when Diallo was sent off. That they conceded straight after that as well. Stern flicks it on. Ollis almost straight onto it. It was well read though in the end from Richards. Yeah, instant impact from the substitute. He's going into a more attacking role. He's left-footed. The ball nighed on the left-hand side, trying to hold it up. Goes to the floor, and as did Artis, I thought. City win the ball back regardless. It's inside to Fetti. Gets away from Chambers.
Needs a bit of support though.
Yeah, badly needs support, and he's going to try and do it alone instead of Fetti. Edge of the penalty area, still Fetti, he's tripped.
That should be a booking, and gives City a chance with a free kick.
Parcell, who brought him down, and he becomes the second Chippenham player going to the book this afternoon. It's Mann. No, he's got it slightly wrong. You see his intention. He was going for the posted stamp, and he's got it 2 or 3 yards over. We shall see if City remain disciplined. Torquay 4, Truro 2. City on the ball back on the left-hand side with Smith. Stearns running alongside him. Smith still going through the middle, still going Tom Smith. Incredible run. Stern actually dives against the outside of the post. Goalkeeper got a touch on that. That's a good note. The flag did go up very late.
Oh, it did, yeah.
To Cundy again on halfway. Now to Artis. Smile buzzing around him. Grin would have been wiped off his face when Bath City got back to 2-2. He's in the man over on the left-hand side. Chambers is back with him, and he's arresting that almost in the corner. As if one team wants to keep the ball there. He's had a man at the moment with a minute and a half remaining. City drawing 2-2 here at Chippenham. Hardenhuish Park. Here's Smith towards the edge of the penalty area. Turns away from trouble. Smith, the hero last term. Can he notch another one? He's had to lay it off, and one City player's going to give chase, and it's Joe Rains who's showing more desire to get there before McDonald. Joe Rains all the way across the face of goal. It bypassed everybody in the middle, and I don't think Rains could have played it much better had he tried. Dean Evans, I think, is coming on. Who he is. It's Guthrie who's come off. City win the ball back with Stern. Mann now on the left-hand side, still going forward. Mann plays it across Smith. Oh, he couldn't get a touch. It's one race through Fetti. Oh, save from House. Fetti didn't get a clean connection. Inviting Newton. He looked to the bottom corner, and had he put more power behind it, Bath City would have scored a remarkable 3 points.
He just didn't quite hit it right. He was superbly positioned. He hit it low to the keeper's right, but he gave the keeper the opportunity to get down and save it, and a great chance to turn this game round.
4 minutes to be added on. Evans gets the header away. It's helped back into the box. It's looking for Cundy, who's held it on. It's a real melee in there, and Chippenham clear through Parcell. And they'll look to break now with Compton down the right-hand side. skipped away from the challenge of Artis. Evans, Compton on the right-hand side. Compton, the left-footed ball. Oh, it's picked up in the end of Chambers, and it looked like it was going to bypass him. I'm not sure why Ryan Clark didn't come out for that first time, but it was in his sort of territory.
That's the quality of Compton's crosses, and it was a very, very good cross.
Should have found Chambers. Smart. Both teams want the win. It's a long diagonal ball. Compton's onto it on the far side. Jarvis is waiting in the middle. It's picked up, and Compton now cuts inside. Compton, rasping shot over the top of the bar. He said to me before the game, we look forward to another worldie. Unfortunately for us Bath City fans, he didn't keep that one down. Range launches it towards the head of Cundy. Final touch, and that's the final touch of a pulsating A4 derby where Chippenham should be the ones going home the more disappointed because they led by 2 goals to 0 through Nick McCousey on 16 minutes, doubled up from James Guthrie 4 minutes later on 20, got the final touch in the goal line. Scramble, City pulled one back through Ross Stern on 28, a vital time to get into the game. They were close to 10 men. Anthony Stoker picked up 2 yellow cards in the space of 12 minutes in the second half, and just as he would have been getting undressed, he would have heard the roars of the Bath City fans as they pulled it back to 2-2 through Ryan Brunt, who's finished on 76 minutes, his 9th goal of the season, his first goal since the middle of October, had enough to beat goalkeeper Brad Harris. It finished 2-2. City had chances to win it. It was an open game. It was an entertaining game. Bob, how do you assess that 90 minutes?
Well, I think it was a fair result, really. I think, times when Chippenham were on top, but I think if anybody was going to win it, it would have been City, because I think they were slightly the better side, and the great credit they showed coming when they were 2-1 down, and then to get to 2-2 with 10 men, and then just keep battling forward. And Fetty had a great chance in the closing moments to seal a victory, which would have been fantastic, but there was a good save from the keeper who didn't hit it quite right.
Yes, thank you very much for being alongside me this afternoon, Bob, as ever. Our last penultimate commentary of 2018. So here at Chippenham, where the town's motto is unity and loyalty, is what Bath City showed there. 10 men pulled together. Roman's resilience as Chippenham crumbled for a 2-0 lead. Bath City coming back to draw 2-2 with 10 men. Again, enjoy what's left of your Christmas break, and we'll be back on the 29th.